Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2020 Fall Sports Awards Ceremony. Let's get comfortable here. It's a little hot. Whew. My name is Maddie Weiss, and I will be your host throughout the evening, and I will be joined by Ryan Cullum later. Even though it started to get cold outside, remember back to when the sun was blazing hot and you wore short sleeve shirts and shorts, because tonight is all about fall sports. First, we will have our middle school sports awards, and then a short intermission, and then we will go to our high school award ceremony. But first, GP Athletics is thankful to have local recording artist Riley performing her new song, Thank You. And you can find Riley on Instagram at I am Riley. That's at IAMRYLI on Instagram. Check out her stuff. It's pretty amazing. So right now, we're going to have a special music video from her on her new song, Thank You. Enjoy.
I know you're sick and tired, always feeling like you're alone. Oh, you think you're broken and that no one ever really could love you so. And I know that you're drowning in your fears that you're fighting, and I just wanted you to know that I wish that you could see the way I see you. Love yourself the way that I adore you. I know it's hard with all that you've been through. I just want you to know that I thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I love everything that you do. Plans are crashing down, and the world is just too loud. I want you just to breathe in, breathe out. 'Cause you're made for so much more than you ever dreamed before. I just wanted you to know that I wish that you could see the way I see you. Love yourself the way that I adore you. I know it's hard with all that you've been through. I just want you to know that I thank you, thank you, thank you. I love everything that you do. No, there ain't one thing I'd ever change on you. I know you're sick and tired, always feeling like you're alone. Oh. And I know that you're drowning in your fears that you're fighting. I just wanted you to know that when your plans are crashing down and the world is just too loud, I want you just to breathe in, breathe out. 'Cause you're made for so much more than you ever dreamed before. I just wanted you to know that I thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being you. I love everything that you do. There ain't one thing I'd ever change on you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, 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 I wanted to say thank you.
Wow, wasn't that amazing? Thank you, Riley, for doing that for GP. Continue to follow Riley on Instagram because she is going to do great things. Now, please enjoy this highlight of middle school sports this fall season. don't know how people do this, but I guess I'll leave this to Coach McNee and the golf team.
The middle school golf season got off to a challenging start when, due to COVID-19, our host course from last year chose not to have any golf team programs. We were fortunate that Legend at Arrowhead stepped up, let us practice in September. Union Hills gave us some time in October, and we finished up the season with some on-campus practice and a final tune-up at Sun City Country Club. We had a mixture of veteran and rookie players this year, and our rookies really developed some nice golf swings. We opened with a third-place finish in our first match, won our fourth match, and finished in second place the other three matches of the season. Finished a solid ninth place in the state championship, and Coach Lynn and I were proud of the focus and determination all players exhibited. Garrett Gwen and Miles Martinez played solid golf all year, finished in the top 5 in all but one of the regular season matches. One of the definite highlights for the year was when Michaela Canyon's first alternate voluntarily showed up at the state championship match. She warmed up, made sure all the other players were fit to play, then Michaela headed home, having done all she could to help the team. Now that's teamwork. Team members this year were Emma Covington, Asher Foltz, Michaela King, Ethan Koenig, Miles Martinez, Garrett Gwen, Addison Scheid, Ella Scheid, Ethan Smith, Sawyer Smith, Emilio Terano, and Cash Wharton. Next Man Up Award. Desire is defined by Cambridge Dictionary as a strong feeling of wanting something. The student athlete receiving this award made the most of his desire to become proficient enough at golf to play in the matches. This young man started playing golf last year, and although he made some improvements, he never really challenged to make that top 5 and make a match. This year, as we started our short game skills training, it became clear that Emilio Terana was a better putter than most of the players on the team. This is an important skill in golf, as if one can keep their putting totals to 2 or 3 per hole, they'll gain strokes on a lot of the field, particularly the 4th and 5th players on each team. Emilio's ability to do this allowed him to qualify for all but one match this season, and in matches, the worst score a player can make on a hole is double par. If you're taking 4 or 5 putts, that double par comes real quickly. So a lot of times players might only have 1 or 2 holes in a match that defeat double par. The state championship this year, Emilio made par on 2 holes and shot 10 below double par, which was the best score of his golf career. Emilio, your desire to compete was very evident, and it's fantastic that all this improvement led to a successful outing at the state championship. Whatever it takes award, whatever it takes. In golf, that's a big statement. To be competitive, one must learn to hit the ball off the tee for distance and direction, dial in shots from the fairway to within a 40-foot target, learn the short shots around the green from sand bunkers, high rough, and skinny lies. Then, of course, one must become a good putter and keep your putts to 2 or less per hole, or all the things you're doing well don't help. This is a lot to ask a person to achieve in their first year of competitive golf, but Asher Foltz had the focus to accomplish a proficient level at all these skills. Asher opened the season with a score of 59. This was his first ever competitive round, and the score was a pleasant surprise. We had seen some good skill development during practices, but to take those developing skills to the course is a difficult task. Asher had success in every match and tied his lowest score of the year with a score of 51 at the state championship. We know that Asher was practicing quite a bit on his own, and that's the only way to develop this proficiency in such a short time. The other thing we noticed with Asher was that several times his warm-up shots before a round were not very good. Picture a basketball player missing every warm-up shot before the game. Asher would then stand on the first tee and with a steely look down the fairway, hit a beautiful tee shot. Asher truly exemplifies the whatever-it-takes attitude and is a fiery competitor. Our Griffin Award this year goes to a young man who plays golf at a high level. He improved his 9-hole scoring average from 48.6 last year to 44.4 this year. A 4-shot improvement for a competitive golfer who already plays at a high level shows a dedication to practicing the right things with a focus on proper execution. Garrett Gwen is our Griffin Award winner this year for dedicating himself to doing what it took to make this improvement in scoring. The beauty of this is that Garrett is a sixth grader who at 4 feet 8 inches tall and 61 pounds plays golf at a level that makes most adults a little or a lot jealous. He figured out on his own that the way to shoot lower scores was to focus on the scoring shots inside 30 yards. So he dedicated himself to hours and hours of chipping, pitching, putting, and sand play practice. As he grows and puts on a few pounds of muscle, he will start shooting scores that will put him in the top 5% of competitors in his age group. We're very excited to see where Garrett's dedication takes him and can say without reservation that Garrett will not look back and have any remorse over not giving an all-out effort to be the best that he can be.
Congrats to middle school golf and all the award winners. Congrats to Emilio, Asher, and Garrett. Now, it's time for middle school cross country. Griffin loves this sport. All right, let's take it to Coach Wetstein and the cross country team.
Let's keep this out of the way so you guys can focus. Loud and proud. Bring it in. Loud and proud. You heard those boys.
Come on, guys. Yeah, I heard it from the
So this year began with a message from the famed athletic director, Mr. Garrison, and he said, "You know what, Coach Wetstein, I want more cowbells." So we walked into the season. I joined with Coach Thomas, and we worked together, and we walked into the season with half our team. But this team was they took on the mantra, whatever it takes. They were full of passion and perseverance and drive, and they each challenged each other to be stronger than ever. And so throughout the season, we were just stunned. Coach Thomas and I were just stunned with these athletes that we started talking about a championship season. So with that being said, at the end, we had 4 medals. We took second place and 7th place in the boys, and on the girls we took 1st and 2nd. And as far as the team, the ladies just missed out on runner-up with 3rd place, and the boys they were just outside of 3rd place. But with it all, here is the spirit of middle school cross country. GPXC! 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 Go Blue! Oh, team, this next award was so close, so close. It's the Next Man Up and the Next Woman Up award. With COVID and the challenges and the obstacles that we had to face and the things that we had to overcome, and just seeing your perseverance and your drive and your willingness to, even at the finish line, just trying to beat out the competitors. So I'm going to tell you, the first award the Man Up award goes to this individual who just really, whenever the captains needed him, he was always there, and he's been on the team for a few years, and was just kind of that person that was willing to just stand up, be the next person up for leadership. So the award for the Man Up award goes to Dax Wilson. And for the Woman Up award, this individual goes to the person who this is her first time running this year. And the Woman Up award, she figured out how to run almost from the get-go. And so the Woman Up award goes to John Kirikos. Clap it up, guys. Clap it up. So the Whatever It Takes award, you're probably waiting for this one, but for the Whatever It Takes award for the middle school cross the country, this person is a veteran. She has just made it to where, whenever it was time to warm up, just like, team, it's time to warm up. When it's time to cool down, just like, all right, team, let's cool down. Let's do our cool down laps. And she's been, one of our team captains all season long. So without further ado, this award goes to Karen DeStefano. Clap it up. Now for the Griffin Award recipient. Now this was pretty standout. This individual on our team, first of all, just gave it his all. He's one of our team captains. He placed 7th overall in the championship team. He organized outside running events with the team when we did not have practice. So the Griffin Award recipient goes to Asher Beck.
Wow, thank you, Coach Wetstein, for that inspiring speech. Congrats again to our award winners. Thank you. We have Karen, who won the Whatever It Takes award, Dax and Gian, who won the Next Man Up, and Asher, who won the Griffin Award. Congrats again to you. Now, how did that chant go again? GPXC! GPXC! Go Blue! Woo, I love it. I gotta calm down though. All right, next up we have GP Volleyball with Coach Hendricks, GP Volleyball Blue. It's time for volleyball.
Hello, my name is Coach Emily, and I had the great privilege of coaching the blue team for middle school volleyball this year. We had such a great season with a lot of growth, and these 10 girls came out to work hard every single practice and to get better with each game that we played. The biggest highlight that I think of when Coach Garrison told me to think of a highlight for this season was our first home game. We had a ball go up onto the top of the basketball backboards, and it rolled all the way across, but my girls were so ready and they finished the play and won the point. That was the greatest highlight for me, that they were ready, they kept their head in the game even though something unexpected happened. The Next Man Up award for Blue Team Middle School Volleyball is going to a 5th grader on our team who came out and worked hard to get better every single practice, and she showed immense growth over the course of this season. She became a leader in serves, and even as a 5th grader, played hard and kept up with those older girls that we were playing against. This year's Next Man Up award goes to Maddie Smith. The Whatever It Takes award this year is going to a player who came to every single game, every single practice, despite injury. She struggled with some injury this year, but she came and she worked hard where she could, and when she needed to step back and take a break, she was always there to encourage her team. She did not like to sit out, I can say that for sure. She would push herself so hard. I would have to remind her or double check on her and say, are you good? Are you sure you can keep going? And she'd say, yes, coach. Or when she needed to, she would step out to make sure she could be there for our games. And so this year's Whatever It Takes award goes to Summer Wharton. This year my Griffin Award is going to a player who came to work hard every single practice, and that transferred to every single game. She was a leader on and off the court, and she encouraged the other players and led with her skills in volleyball. This year the Griffin Award is going to Lizzie Schlafman.
I apologize for that. The Griffin thought that they were supposed to hit the ball, but I was just holding it out to pose. Griffin, forget about the ball. Congrats to middle school volleyball blue. Congrats to our middle school volleyball blue award winners. Congrats to Summer for winning the Whatever It Takes award. Congrats to Maddie for winning the Next Man Up award. And congrats to Lindsay for winning the Griffin Award. Next up, we have middle school volleyball gold. Check it out.
Hi everybody, I'm Riley. I'm one of the coaches for the middle school gold team for volleyball, and I want to talk to you a little bit about what our season was defined by, give you a little snapshot of that. So one of the things that we had talked about with the girls was having humility and understanding that not only meant that you knew that you weren't capable of doing things, but you have to know what you are capable of. And being able to work from that point and take criticism in order to become better. One of the other things that we had talked about was staying hungry. We wanted them to encourage one another. We wanted them to work for every ball, every point. It's just that internal desire to be the best that you can be. And the final thing that we had talked about was awareness. Obviously, that makes a lot of sense. Aware of where the ball is, where your teammates are. But also just like a self-awareness of where you're at mentally when you're playing this game, when you're having to work with other people, and making that happen is a really huge part of what volleyball is, and being able to work with one another. So those were the three main things that we really worked on. I think the girls implemented it so well. And this was one of my first seasons coaching like this, and it was a really great opportunity for me to figure out those things. And they were really the best group of girls that I could have asked for to work with in my first seasons. So I'm super grateful. We made it to playoffs. We did all of those great things. I think they played really well, and I'm really proud of how this season went for them. So the first award that we are going to give out tonight is the Griffin Award. And this is somebody who takes those three things that I just mentioned and applies them not only on the volleyball court, but in all aspects of life, especially in the classroom. This is somebody who really pushes her teammates, pushes herself to be better. And the recipient of this award this year is Maggie Hawkins.
Hey guys, I have missed you all so very much. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to see the last part of the season, but I am so proud of everything you guys have done. Coach Riley told me about it, and I'm very proud of you guys. I think Coach Riley highlighted on some important things this season about you guys, and I'm glad that you guys were the first team that I was able to coach volleyball with. The next award is called the Next Man Up Award, and I think this is best demonstrated by a player who became a valuable asset on the court. She came up to us during practices saying what we can do better as a team and what she could do better as an individual. And she would go home and she would practice these things, and you could honestly see the changes and the improvement that she had had over the season. I'm so proud to give this award to Rachel Blakemore. Congratulations, Rachel. Last award tonight is a Whatever It Takes award. I think it's best captured by this specific player. She literally does whatever it takes to get the ball up, whatever it takes to get a block, whatever it takes to be a valuable player and a valuable teammate. She's always uplifting, always encouraging. I've never seen somebody work so hard before. During a practice, she's huffing and puffing, and she'll still want us to hit harder at her. She'll want to make herself better. She comes to us and asks what she can do better. She's super coachable. So this award goes to Sydney. Congratulations, Sydney.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach Long and Coach Roberge, and congrats to our award winners. Sydney with the Whatever It Takes Award, Rachel with the Next Man Up Award, and Maggie with the Griffin Award. Next up, we're moving outside to a sport that involves helmet and a pigskin. You guessed it, it's time for middle school football with Coach Cummeth.
Hello Griffins, it's Coach Cummeth of middle school football. Our team this year had a great season, finishing 5-2, winning our last game in our third place bowl game against Trivium Prep in the final seconds of the game. We had a terrific year, a record-breaking year for the past couple of years, pulling out our first winning season, having our first time finishing third place in a very long time. We had a great group of 8th graders who led the charge for us this year, accompanied by excellent 7th and 6th graders. We weren't quite able, missing the championship game by a narrow margin, but we had a great season nonetheless and competed in every game. Really proud of all the hard work the boys put in this year, and really excited to see all the guys returning next year. GP Middle School Football's next man up is Josiah Sims. This man was a constant threat to any team coming off the bench, filling a lot of different roles for us as a team, always being able to fill that position, come up, be our 9th man on the field, and just dominate wherever he played. For GP Middle School Football's Whatever It Takes award, I can't fit all the things I want to say about this exceptionally young athlete into a short video, but Judah Mysak for the past 3 years has been a leader on this team and really developed into just the all-around team captain and a person who really defines whatever it takes. Leading the team offensively and defensively in every moment where we needed a play to go our way or come up big in the last seconds of a game. Judah Mysak was the guy who made that play or was involved in that play. Constantly encouraging all of his teammates, just laid his body on the line every game, just truly an example of a person who gives whatever it takes. This year's Griffin Award nomination for GP Middle School Football is Eli Fleming. This player exemplifies what it means to be a Griffin both on the field and off the field. He wasn't the loudest player on the field, but he always did his job and encouraged others to perform their best in every practice and every game, always striving to work harder and build a legacy here in GP Middle School Football.
Thank you, Coach Cummeth, and congrats to middle school football and all the award winners. With the Whatever It Takes award, we have Judah, next man up, Josiah, and the Griffin Award, Eli. Again, thank you, middle school football. Now we will go to halftime, where we will show a couple commercials made by the athletic department. First, there'll be a tax credit commercial, then a Griffin mask commercial, and a couple more for your enjoyment.
Hello Griffins, I'm Jessica Sparks and I play on the swim team here at GP. I'm reaching out to let you know that you can support our swim team as well as all of our athletes here at GP by giving your Arizona State tax credits to the school. Your tax credits help our athletes in many ways. First, the money we receive through tax credit helps keep our participation fees down. It also helps cover things like our sports equipment, uniforms, and even helps us cover the cost of our buses for some of our away games. So please support GP Athletics by giving your tax credit today. The swim team thanks you.
Sometimes I wish we didn't have to wear masks. They're so itchy and boring. Wait, what's that sound?
Don't worry, I'm here to help. You can get your very own Griffin mask. Just go ask Mr. Garrison and bring $10. Plus, it helps support Glendale Prep.
That's great, but I don't have any money.
That's disappointing.
Wait, I have 2 nickels and a dime. Now, just how to get those dollars.
I hope you enjoyed those commercials. Our first one was brought to you by Jess Sparks. She is a GP swimmer, and remember, we need those tax credits. The second commercial was brought to you by Natalie Whipple. She is a GP middle schooler, such talent there. Remember, certificates will be given out next week, so stay tuned for that. And if you're interested in the sponsor, please ask Mr. Garrison about that. Next up, we will have Ryan Colum with your GP at Home action.
Hello everybody, my name is Ryan Cohen, and I am reporting on the at-home action from our viewers, and it seems like we already have attention already. First and foremost, our views are increasing already, which is a common theme of the Griffin Sports Net. And look, even Mr. Navarrete claims that this is much more fun to watch than any NBA basketball game he has ever seen in his life. In addition to that, just as exciting, I know for a fact my brother's friend Jacob Krause is tuning in and watching intently from his house. And not to be overlooked, my great friend Izzy Ferris is tuning in after a long day of online school. That was great effort, Izzy. And as always, make sure to give this video a like and get as many people to tune in as you can. My name is Ryan Cohen, and this is your at-home action, and I will see you all later.
Thank you, Ryan, for the Griffin at-home action. It's nice seeing you at home. Next up, we will have Mr. Hawkins with the GP Goats here live. So give it up for Mr. Hawkins.
Good evening. Super glad to be here tonight. What a great night. First of all, I want to give a shout out to all the goats. What we've had this season is incredible. If you don't know what a goat is, it is the greatest of all time. But in our case, it means Griffin operations and team support. These individuals, these students, show up every day. They travel with teams. They do everything behind the scene to make it a great event. And if you have ever wondered how we pull it off, it's not because of me or Mr. Garrison, it's because of the goats. This past fall, we had nearly 15 goats that served all the time. In fact, 2 or 3 athletic directors and coaches from other teams commented specifically about how impressed they were that our students stepped up. And I just cannot thank you enough. And instead of naming everyone tonight, and you all know who you are, and for those of you that don't know who a goat is, it's because they're just serving. They're just there, and they're doing a great job every night. So I thank you, and if you are interested in becoming a goat and joining the team, please let Mr. Garrison or myself know. We would love to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hawkins, and thank you to all our goats for all you do for GP Athletics. Next, we will move into our high school section of the show, so enjoy this highlight clip of our fall high school sports. I hope you enjoyed that highlight clip of our fall high school sports. Next up, we will have the GP swim team. So let's get ready to dive in with Coach Costina.
Good evening, Griffin Nation. Did you know the Glendale Prep now has a high school swim team? You do now. In these unprecedented times, 9 Glendale Prep students took a chance on a brand new swim team. They trusted Coach Mo and I to lead them on a journey to become the athletes they didn't know they could. These 9 students bonded and formed lifelong friendships, shared pre-meet jitters and cookies, as well as post-meet tears and hugs. There were a few of those as well. Our season was amazing. These kids have done such a phenomenal job, and I am proud of each and every single one of them. I honestly consider myself to be the luckiest coach alive. I've said it time and time again that I'm proud of each and every one of these swimmers. Some have not swum since they were 3 or 4 years old. Others been swimming 5 days a week, 2 hours a day. Yet, I could give this award to almost every single one of my swimmers. I chose Maddie Smith. Abby is one of those swimmers that you tell her once what to do, and you watch her do it beautifully. She's improved so much, but she does it gracefully. She's a pleasure to watch. She's a pleasure to have on the team. And I so present her with the most improved. She dropped a crazy amount of seconds. In a swim world, it doesn't matter if you come first or second. It matters if you drop those. The Whatever It Takes award will go to Alana Costina. Without her persistence, perseverance, tenacity, and puppy dog eyes, I wouldn't be here talking about this amazing swim team. She did whatever it took, and here we are now. It's been such an amazing journey, albeit a short one, but I'm so glad we all embarked on it. Congrats to everyone. And drum roll, please. The Griffin Award recipient goes to Bella Heineman. She is a phenomenal swimmer. She's been swimming pretty much her entire life. She is our swimmer that made it to state championships. She PR'd almost every single time she was in the water. I am so very proud of her, and I'm so proud to present her with this award. Bella, you deserve it. I'll see you in the Olympics, kid.
I don't know how you guys do this cross country. Whew. I can't comprehend how you do this every day.
Good evening, GP. I'm Coach Webdale. I coach the cross-country team here at GP, and I'm going to summarize our season, give our season awards. So I'll start with the girls, just because we always say ladies first. So for the girls team, we had a lot of success last year. Finished runner-up at the state meet, but we had 5 of our 7 that ran that race weren't returning this year, so weren't sure what the team was going to look like this year. We had some incoming freshmen that we thought might be able to fill some of those roles, but never know what to expect from a freshman as you move up from the middle school distances to the high school distances. So beginning of the year, we ran well our first race. The freshman girls really had a great race for us, and that set us up for what I felt like was going to be a successful season. And now it was just, okay, how are the freshmen going to react to running those additional miles? Because we really did increase our miles this year. Got our first 10-mile run in, and I think I've got them to the point where a 5-mile run can be considered an easy run. But so you have hope that the season is going to be successful, but you just don't know how they're going to react to the additional mileage. But they ran so great. I was so proud of how they did with all the circumstances surrounding the season, just the restrictions, what the meets were going to look like, didn't know when we were going to have meets. So they just they did really well, and that translated into finishing second at sectionals, and then they carried that momentum forward to the state meet. And they had a great race. We had 3 PRs were set at the state meet, and ended up having a great race, finishing 3rd. So that was such a great success because, like I said, we had 2nd last year, but lost 5 of our 7. And to still come back the subsequent year and finish 3rd is just phenomenal. I couldn't be prouder of what they did this year. So congratulations. So my first award is the Next Man Up, and this award is always the most difficult to give to someone because we have everyone that's so deserving. We had almost every runner set a PR this year, so I look at this as most improved, and we had every runner improve this year. So like I said, this one is always the most difficult. It could have gone to any of our athletes, but I decided to give this to Hayden Wilson. She had over a minute increase from beginning of the year to the end of the year, so my Next Man Up award goes to Hayden Wilson. Congratulations, Hayden. So my next award is the Whatever It Takes award. And this one, I'm gonna recognize our most consistent runner. She was consistently our #1 finisher. She always came in to practices, to meets with a great attitude, always had a smile on her face, and just was willing to do literally whatever it took to be successful. So this year's Whatever It Takes award goes to Madeline McBee. Congratulations, Madeline. So my final award is the Griffin Award, and this is the one I always enjoy recognizing an individual because the school, the way that they develop the students, the way they develop them as individuals, there's always leaders that show up on the team, that show up and are willing to lead the team. So this one, it's always easy to find an award winner just because of the good job that the faculty and the school does in developing these individuals. And this individual, she started running with us 4 years ago, been there all 4 years, and just stepped up when we lost all the seniors from last year's team. She just stepped up. Day one was a leader, way back even in the summer, just kind of taking the team under her arm. And I just want to acknowledge her for that leadership and the essentially being a coach on the team for us. So this year's Griffin Award goes to Maddie Foreman. Congratulations, Maddie. Now I'll continue on with summarizing the guys' season. And similar to the girls, when we started this season, we weren't sure what season was going to look like, weren't sure what the team was going to look like just because of COVID. Didn't know how many runners we were going to have come out, but early on, we had a great enthusiasm for the season. Had a lot of runners during summer workouts, and that momentum carried over into the season where we started out, had a great first race, similar to what we saw on the girls' side. Had a great first race, and that momentum just continued out throughout the season. The team just was willing to do whatever it takes to be successful. We were running a lot more miles than what we ever had in the past, and that was showing in the results. Again, we continued to have success throughout the year, set PRs at every single meet. We had at least one person on the team set a personal record, so that was always encouraging. And then when we got towards the end of the year, we were one of the top teams in the state, and we were at a meet that was a Phoenix Classic, and we were up against the team that was the #1 team in the state, and we actually ran well enough to beat them. So that just gave us so much momentum and just motivated the team to continue to push forward. And we knew we had an opportunity to be successful, and that same team was in our section. So we gave them a run in sectionals, still came up second, but we knew that we were close to beating them. So at state meet, again, we ran a great race. We were probably 40 points behind that team going into the state meet, and ended up losing by 8. So it was, so close to getting that state championship, but I'm so proud of how the team did. Got runner-up. It's the best we've ever finished on the guys' side, so I was just extremely pleased with just their attitude throughout the year and just the success that they had. So congratulations to the team. So my first award on the guys' side is going to be the next man up. And similar to the girls, this one could go to any number of athletes. We had, improvements by everyone. So this is the most difficult to just single out one individual for the award. But this individual that I'm going to give it to, he was a new athlete to the team, first time running for us. So we weren't sure what to expect, but he just continued to get better every week, continued to show improvement. And by the end of the season, he had a 1.5-minute improvement from his PR. So I just wanted to acknowledge that accomplishment. So this year's Next Man Up award goes to Peter Brown. Congratulations, Peter. So my next award is going to be the Whatever It Takes award. And this award, I want to recognize our most consistent athlete that was just consistent throughout the year, was willing to do whatever it takes to be successful. Just putting in the work and practice, encouraging the teammates, just being a leader, setting an example for the rest of the team, just staying motivated, and just putting in that work, doing literally whatever it took to be successful. And that just translated to everyone else on the team. They just followed that example. And so this year's Whatever It Takes award, I'm going to give to Trey Jansen. Congratulations, Trey. So my final award for the night is the Griffin Award. And this one I want to recognize an individual that's been running with us for 4 years, and just seen him kind of grow up in the program and just what he's meant to the program over the years. He's just grown into a leader for the team. And I just wanted to acknowledge that growth and just what he's brought to the team. He brings a family environment to the team, just a family atmosphere. And it's been great to get to know him, get to know his family throughout these 4 years. So this year's Griffin Award, I just want to acknowledge Drake Wilson. So congratulations, Drake.
Thank you, Coach Costina and swim, and Coach Webdale and cross country. Also, congratulations to all the winners. And now, let's go back to Ryan Colum, who is watching What's Trending with GP Athletics. By the way, have you subscribed to Griffin Sportsnet? If not, click the bright red subscribe button below. Ryan, tell us what's going on.
Hello everybody, my name is Ryan Cohen, and I am reporting on the at-home action from our viewers, and it seems like we already have attention already. First and foremost, our views are increasing already, which is a common theme of the Griffin Sportsnet. And look, even Mr. Navarrete claims that this is much more fun to watch than any NBA basketball game he has ever seen in his life. In addition to that, just as exciting, I know for a fact my brother's friend Jacob Krause is tuning in and watching intently from his house. And not to be overlooked, my great friend Izzy Ferris is tuning in after a long day of online school. That was great effort, Izzy. And as always, make sure to give this video a like and get as many people to tune in as you can. My name is Ryan Cohen, and this is your at-home action, and I will see you all later. Welcome back, everyone, to At-Home Action with Ryan Cohen, and I am here with more updates on some at-home action. First and foremost, Jacob Krause and his brother Jonathan are still tuned in like the great-hearted Griffins I know them to be. In addition, Mr. Fuller, I know, has grabbed his popcorn and is generating online attention via his Twitter account. And it appears like Mr. Navarrete has even created a large crowd of faculty members, and they grabbed their masks and are going to watch the remainder of the show. And, of course, not to be overlooked once more, Izzy Ferris is coming in clutch again and getting her friend Izzy Ayer to tune in with us as well. Now, without any more interruption, this was your at-home action with Ryan Cohen, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
I guess Ryan wanted 2 segments again. Stop repeating yourself, man. Again, thank you, Ryan Colm, for our Griffin at Home update. Next, we will have high school JV volleyball with Coach Alike. Better not hit that ball again, Griffin. Please don't. No, no, no! Griffin! And now let's go to high school JV volleyball.
Hello, Griffins. My name is Coach Shea. I am the girls' junior varsity volleyball coach. This season has been unique, to say the least. I must say that one of the greatest qualities on this junior varsity team this year was their ability to stay positive. Every practice, no matter when I scheduled it or rescheduled it for that matter, or for any game that got dropped or from the schedule being changed, those girls came into that gym every day ready to practice, ready to learn, with the most positive, charismatic attitudes I couldn't even believe. Sometimes even I was having a hard day, and these girls just made it that much better. I would say that for this year's highlight is having new players transition onto the team, having old players stepping into those roles of role models. And I must say that with the old meeting the new and bonding together, it made our team that much stronger. So I am truly grateful to have had the ability to coach this fall. For the Next Man Up Award, I would like to present this one to Faith Dupreeh. She was a first-time volleyball player on this team. She came in as a junior, and she did amazing. She came to practice wanting to play, wanting to learn, and from our first practice to our last game, she went from being someone who knew nothing about volleyball to someone who could pass, to someone who could volley, to someone who could hit. She did an amazing job this year, most improved by far. This year, one of my highlights was during one of our games up north, and one of our players got injured, and I had her go in, and she stepped on that court absolutely terrified, and she did absolutely amazing. So this year, for the Next Man Up Award, I'd like to give that to Faith Dupreeh. For the Whatever It Takes Award, I'd like to present this award to Mckenna Rogers. She was a first-time volleyball player this year, and she did an amazing job. She stepped up into the role of being a middle. Every practice, she always wanted to improve herself and work hard and get better. She would ask me how to improve. And that right there, and having the ability to be coachable, really, really stood out. So I truly believe that Mckenna deserves the Whatever It Takes award. Secondly, I'd like to present this also to Serena Chalk. She was our libero this year, and she did fantastic. She is our passing specialist, and when we had a game up north, she had to play all around, and her ability to play front row for the first time and for the only time in the whole season, she got multiple kills, she was able to pass, and she took it with grace and humility. So I would also like to give this award to her as well. I would like to present the Griffin Award to Maddie Middendorf. This year she did a fantastic job of stepping up into her role as setter, stepping up in her role as a role model to our younger players, and stepping up in her ability to try hard, be successful, and to persevere in the face of all the things that we came up against this season. Maddie remained positive at every single practice. She tried her hardest, and during one game, it really stands out to me, during one game that she wasn't there, you could just see that Maddie was missing. That special piece on that team, that glue on that team, that linchpin on that team was just missing from our ferociousness on the court. So this year, I believe that Maddie truly deserves the Griffin Award.
Griffin, move over. Come on. Sorry about that. Congrats to high school JV volleyball and Coach Like. Congrats to Mckenna Rogers and Sierra Chack for winning the Whatever It Takes award, Faith Dupreeh for winning the Next Man Up award, and Maddie Middendorf for winning the Griffin Award. Next up, we're going to stay right here on the court with high school varsity volleyball. Check it out.
Glendale Prep Varsity Volleyball. I get to share with you our season, and the only way to do it quickly is to tell you that we are defined by 4 things. The first thing is that we are a group of people who want to finish strong, and our goal was to make it to state and to get as far as we could with everything we had, and we did that. The second thing that we are defined by is to hold fast and stay true. We knew that this year was going to be unlike any other due to COVID, the restrictions, how other teams were going to be able to handle that as well. And we knew it was going to be a storm, and we had to hold on fast to our team and stay true to our goal of getting to state. The third thing that we are defined by, we call joy and rejoice. It gives us an opportunity to remember the good of what our season has done, do it day by day, week by week, and look through the whole season. And then we get to tell those stories again with our rejoice, telling those stories. Things like how many kills Audrey had, or the fact that Jada always had energy, or the fact that there's toenails, or bugs, or bus rides. Things like those are all that make us smile and think about how great our season was. And the last thing that we are defined by is a word, it's not really a word, called Ubuntu. It means I am because you are. And our team took that full force because they wanted to be better so their teammates would be better. And as their teammates were better, they kept making each other better. And that's what got us to our final goal. I'm so proud of everything that they did this year, and they embodied all 4 of those points. Go Griffins. Our Next Man Up award, I'm actually going to change the name for. We're going to call it the Dark Horse. The one that nobody knows is coming, that nobody can see as she is in the shadows. Somebody who has worked tirelessly, 100% of the time, all of the time, trying to be better, who's propelling her team forward because of her hard work. So our Dark Horse Award goes to Alexa Hankish. Our Whatever It Takes Award, it's gonna go to both of our seniors. They have paved the way throughout all of the years that they've played for Glendale Prep, making themselves better so that their teammates would be better, and that they would grow, their teammates would grow in this game that both of our seniors love. So our Whatever It Takes goes to Maren Valasakos and Jada Roberge. For the Griffin Award for Varsity Volleyball, this is a young lady who embodies the whatever it takes Griffin mentality. She does it in class, she does it on the court, she's trusted the process, she's embodied those 4 things of how we would define ourselves to make her teammates better. And for that reason, our Griffin Award goes to Nicole Kao.
Oh, things are not moving for me. Why am I even doing this? Oh, I guess it's because high school football is up next.
The 2020 GP football season was unique to say the least. I cannot express how proud I am of this team. I want to thank Mr. Garrison, Mr. Hawkins, and Daisy for all their support during the entire year. Also, a big thank you to Beth Terpstra for being our statistician, and to Mr. and Mrs. Jones for all their help with team dinners and food for our travel games. And a huge thank you to the GOATs. Despite all the challenges we faced, the coaches and players continued to find ways to prepare for a season that up until the first kickoff, we were not entirely sure was going to happen. The coaches and players embraced the whatever it takes motto for this season. The 2020 season turned out to be very successful for GP football. We ended with a winning record, making the play-in tournament, and we beat Trivium and Tonopah this season. This team demonstrated a toughness and resolve like no other team I have ever been a part of. Our upperclassmen stepped up and not only performed on the field, but did a great job leading by example. Our captains took responsibility this year and laid the foundation for our future team leaders. Our underclassmen stepped up far beyond our expectation. There were many games we had 7 or more underclassmen that started and played close to every down, either on offense, defense, or special teams. Not only were we a young team, but we were also frequently outsized and outnumbered. It was more common than not for our linemen to be outweighed by the opponent by 75 pounds or more. This just emphasizes how much heart and fight GP players possess. My best memory this year wasn't the last-minute wins against Arete or Kingman Academy. My proudest moment was when the Parker head football coach asked if he could speak to the players after the last game. He expressed to them how impressed he was with their toughness, resolve, and tenacity. In his words to me, "Your young men play hard and don't stop." This team has set a standard for GP football. I look forward to seeing how the future Griffins answer the call. The 2020 GP football season Next Man Up Award is presented to a young man who made extreme gains from last season to this season, both as a player and just as a leader. He's a quiet young man, doesn't say much, just kind of does his talking with his actions. From last season to this season, he grew immensely, not only in his ability on the field, but just in his leadership, his quiet leadership. There's a lot of players that could have received this award. Our team, there's many times where we asked young guys, players to step up, be the next man up, to take a position. This guy played both sides of the ball, never complained, always asked whatever we did whatever we asked of him, whether we moved him from one position to the other. And the 2020 GP Football Next Man Up Award goes to Caleb Ferguson. The 2020 GP Football Whatever It Takes Award is actually going to be presented to 2 players this year. We couldn't decide. There's a lot of players that deserve this award. Probably most of the team deserves this award. But these 2 guys stood out. They were committed. They were dedicated. They never missed a practice. If they were injured and couldn't participate in a practice, they were still there encouraging their teammates. They worked hard throughout the off season, and they were big parts of our success on the field. They were both leaders on the field, off the field, 2 outstanding young men. They're just an example of what it takes to be successful. The Whatever It Takes Award for the 2020 GP football season goes to Joseph Valenzuela and Malachi Mizak. The 2020 GP Football Griffin Award goes to a player that demonstrates dedication, hard work, commitment. He never missed a practice, made every workout, put in extra time training on his own. He's a guy that led by example. He was a team captain, and we expect great things from him in the future. The Griffin Award for the 2020 GP football season goes to Sam Terpstra.
Wow. Congratulations to football, volleyball, Coach Adicott and Coach Roberge, and all support staff. Fall seniors, we are proud of your ability to push through and make it through this challenging season of life. You showed whatever it takes. Now, before we close out our show, I wanted to give a couple thank yous. I want to thank you, Mr. Klein, Mr. Hawkins, Mr. McBee, Mr. Lom, Ms. Christensen, Mr. Weeb, Mr. Navarrete, all the GOATs, Riley, coaches, Ryan Cullum, and all of you watching at home. Thank you for all you do for Glendale Prep Athletics. Now, just before we close, I want to give a word of encouragement to all you at home. It has been a tough year. We all know that. It's been tough for all of us in different ways. But the Glendale Prep Athletics motto this year is whatever it takes. What does whatever it takes mean? Well, first, whatever it takes means showing up every day. Showing up in the classroom, on the field, at work, wherever you may find yourself. Just showing up is what matters. If you're there, you've already made it. Secondly, whatever it takes means giving your best effort every day. So first, showing up, and then giving your best effort at whatever you're showing up to. Again, whether that's in the classroom, on the field, at work, wherever you find yourself. Give your best every day. Lastly, whatever it takes means perseverance. Even though this year's been hard, we've all had to persevere. Persevere in the classroom through online learning. I know that's been hard for all of us, but we've persevered. We persevere on the field. When things get shut down, when heartache comes our way, we persevere. Even at home, at work, we persevere through this tough time because we are Griffin Athletics. We are all in, and we do whatever it takes to keep pushing on. Now, before we close out, I just want to thank all of you for tuning in to the Fall Sports Awards ceremony. And again, enjoy Riley's song, Thank You.
I know you're sick and tired, always feeling like you're alone.